Zanzibar looks like paradise. White beaches, clear blue water, palm trees moving in the ocean breeze. Every year, thousands of people come here searching for peace, beauty, and escape. But behind this beauty is a history many visitors never hear about. A history of trade, power, and human suffering. This is Zanzibar. Just off the coast of East Africa, in the Indian Ocean, Zanzibar became one of the most important trading centers in the region. Its location made it valuable. Ships from Arabia, India, Persia, and mainland Africa passed through these waters, bringing goods, culture, religion, and influence. Zanzibar became a meeting point of worlds. The island grew famous for its spices, especially cloves. These crops brought wealth and gave Zanzibar the name Spice Island. Markets expanded, ports became busier, and the island's importance grew. Arab traders, especially from Oman, settled here and built strong trading networks. Over time, their power increased, and by the 19th century, Zanzibar was ruled by an Omani sultan. Stone Town became the center of power, trade, and influence. But beneath this success was another trade. A darker one. Zanzibar became one of the largest slave trading centers in East Africa. Men, women, and children were captured from the mainland, separated from their families, and forced on long journeys to the coast. From there, they were taken across the sea to Zanzibar. In Stone Town, slave markets operated openly. People were bought and sold like property. Their value was judged by age, strength, and health. Before being sold, many were kept in underground chambers. Small, dark, crowded rooms with little air and no comfort. These spaces still exist today. Standing inside them, you can feel the weight of history. The silence feels heavy, as if the walls still remember everything. Some enslaved people were forced to work on plantations. Others were transported across the ocean. Many did not survive the journey. Disease, exhaustion, and violence were part of this system. This was the hidden cost of Zanzibar's wealth. While spices brought prosperity, the slave trade brought power, and together they shaped the island's history. Over time, outside pressure began to grow. European powers, especially Britain, pushed for the end of the slave trade. In the late 19th century, slavery was officially banned in Zanzibar. The markets closed, and the trade declined. But the damage had already been done. Families had been destroyed, communities had been changed, and the island carried the memory of that pain forward. Today, Zanzibar is known as a tropical paradise. Luxury resorts line the coast, tourists walk the beaches, and everything looks calm and beautiful. But only a short distance away, in the narrow streets of Stone Town, the past is still present. Old buildings remain, the underground chambers remain, the silence remains. Zanzibar is a place of contrast. Beauty and pain exist side by side. A peaceful island with a painful history. A destination that offers escape, but also asks deeper questions. Because Zanzibar is not just a place to visit. It is a place to remember. When you look beyond the beaches, you begin to understand that this island holds more than beauty. It holds memory, it holds truth, and it reminds us that even the most beautiful places can carry the darkest histories. Zanzibar is not only paradise. It is also a story. A story of connection, wealth, suffering, and change. And that story still lives in its streets, its buildings, and its silence. But Zanzibar's story does not end with the past. Even after the slave trade was officially abolished, the island continued to change. Power shifted again, and new forces began to shape its future. Colonial influence grew, and Zanzibar became part of a wider system controlled from outside. Decisions were no longer made only on the island itself. In 1964, everything changed once more. A revolution broke out, the existing rule collapsed, and a new political direction began. It was a moment that reshaped Zanzibar completely. Soon after, Zanzibar joined with Tanganyika to form what is now Tanzania. These changes brought independence, but they also brought new challenges. The island had to rebuild its identity, its economy, and its place in the world. Today, tourism has become one of Zanzibar's biggest industries. The same beaches that once saw ships carrying trade now welcome visitors from across the globe. Hotels, resorts, and businesses continue to grow, bringing new opportunities and income to the island. But with this growth comes another contrast. While some areas reflect luxury and development, others still show a simpler, more traditional way of life. Local communities continue to balance between preserving their culture and adapting to change. Walk through Stone Town today, and you will see this mix clearly. Old carved doors stand next to modern shops. Narrow streets filled with history now echo with new energy. The past and present exist together, not separated, but connected. Zanzibar's culture itself tells this story. Influences from Africa, Arabia, and Asia can be seen in its language, its food, its architecture, and its traditions. It is a place shaped by movement, by exchange, and by time. And yet, even with all this change, the deeper history remains. Not always visible, but always present. It exists in the stories passed down, in the places preserved, and in the memory of what once was. Zanzibar is not just a destination that people visit and leave behind. It is a place that invites reflection. A place that reminds us that beauty can carry history, and that every landscape has layers beneath it. So when you see Zanzibar, you are not just seeing an island. You are seeing centuries of movement, connection, struggle, and change. And perhaps that is what makes it truly unique. Not just its beauty, but its story. And as Zanzibar continues to evolve, its future is being shaped by the same forces that once defined its past. Trade, movement, and connection are still part of its identity, just in new forms. Tourism, global investment, and cultural exchange now play the roles that old trade routes once did. But with this growth comes a question. How does a place protect its history while moving forward? How does it honor the past without being defined by it? For many in Zanzibar, the answer lies in balance. Preserving Stone Town, maintaining cultural traditions, and remembering the island's history are just as important as building for the future. It is not about forgetting what happened, but about understanding it and learning from it. You can see this balance in everyday life. In the call to prayer echoing through historic streets. In the food, where spices still tell the story of centuries of trade. In the architecture, where African, Arab, and Indian influences stand side by side. Zanzibar is living history, not something frozen in time, but something that continues to grow and change. And maybe that is what makes it so powerful. Because when you walk along its beaches, you are not just seeing a beautiful place. You are standing in a location that has witnessed generations of human experience. When you walk through Stone Town, you are not just exploring old streets. You are moving through layers of history that still shape the present. Zanzibar reminds us that places are never just what they appear to be. Behind every view, there is a story. Behind every destination, there is a past that has shaped it. And sometimes, understanding that past changes everything. It changes how we see the world. It changes how we understand beauty. And it changes how we connect to the places we visit. Zanzibar may be known for its beaches, its water, and its calm atmosphere. But what truly defines it is something deeper. It is the journey it has taken, the lives that passed through it, and the history that still remains. Because in the end, Zanzibar is not just a place on a map. It is a story still being written.